What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering the Russell 3000 Index reconstruction. To my research, we have 330 companies that got pulled out, sent to the garbage out of the Russell 3000, and they put in a fresh 330 companies, okay? Why do they do this? Because the markets change and they have to do, reconstruction to meet the needs of the index, okay? So what I did was I went in and I looked at all the companies, and I'm giving my top 20 companies that have potential to make their way up into stronger indexes down the road, okay? If you feel any of this information comes useful, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll be keeping you updated daily with all the growth stocks and spec plays. A lot of good information coming out and you don't want to miss it. And if you enjoyed this video at all, be sure to hit the like button. It really helps out the channel. So we're going to be going into this real quick. And when you take a look at a couple of these indexes, okay, this is just going to give us a good update before we look at all the companies. So the Russell 3000 index is a capitalization weighted stock market index. And pretty much, it's pulling about 3,000 companies, as we can see right here. But you want to move up if you're a company, okay? You want to get out of the Russell 3000, okay? And you pretty much want to move up a leg into the Russell 1000 index. The Russell 1000 index is a stock market index that tracks the highest 1,000 stocks in the Russell 3000. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to find companies that have the potential that just got moved in to get moved out into a higher index. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for. We're going to be looking for the top companies, to make their way out of the Russell 3000 that just got put in. So that's how I'm looking at it. And then, of course, you're going to have the companies that, just go on a super bull rally over the years that are just amazing companies. And you want to move out of the Russell 1000 and you want to get into the S&P 500, okay? So the S&P 500 measurement is the stock market index of the 500 largest companies listed on the stock market exchange. So guys, we're trying to find companies in this Russell 3000 that is going to get moved to the Russell 1000 and eventually down the road, a couple of years from now, get moved into the S&P 500. And you never know, you got the 1 in a million, you get moved into the Dow Jones, which is the top 30 prominent companies, okay? We're not really worrying about that, but of course, a big goal would to get into the S&P 500 one day, okay? So let's get into it. Let's look at these 330 companies and see what we can find out. So guys, right here, this is the update they just did. This is the preliminary deletions of the Russell 3000. So if you want to take a look at this, these are all the companies that they, moved out of the Russell 3000. Okay, we're not going to really pay attention to this, but if you want to scan through it, go ahead. We want to look at the companies that just got, added, the addition. So this is what we're going to be going through. And it was about 330 companies, okay? So let's go through these real quick and let's see what we can come up with. I'll move this to the side right here. Okay, so there's going to be a couple companies, that you might already own, have, or looking at, that I might scan by. I know what a lot of these companies are, but, I'm looking at the companies with the most upside potential, over the next year or two to move into that Russell 1000, of course, okay? So let's scan through and see what we can come up with. We got a lot of these companies are healthcare that, I'm not too familiar, with the healthcare sector, okay? So, if you see a company you like, go ahead and drop a comment. You can also look at this website and, scan through it on your own. I did a little bit of looking before I came up with the list. Let's see what we got here. All right, guys. So we got, Blink and Bio Nanogenomics. I didn't put these on. I'm not too big of the biggest fan of these, but, these are companies that have, gained major attraction, major run-ups, but these have also been added. So my number one company right now is the Butterfly Network, okay? This is a sonogram medical device company that, is backed by Bill Gates and has strong year-over-year revenue growth in the near 70%. The valuation is very reasonable at about $2 billion. So I do, I have purchased, the Butterfly Network. So that's number one on my list right now, okay? ChargePoint Holdings, this is another one. This is a massive EV charging company, that has also been added. They have really good revenue, over $100 million. The valuation has got up a little bit, I'm looking for this one to pull back a lot. So that is my number two. Um, let's see. Doordash, this is a massive company. This is an IPO, the valuation on this one is pretty high, but they do make some significant revenue. So that is another one that has got added on into the Russell 3000. So that's also amazing company. Draftkings, of course, this is one of the best performing SPAC stocks out of all of them. This is near 50 billion market cap. They increased their revenue production from their investor presentation. They pretty much were way under what they thought they were going to do. So the revenue has just been blown out. Fisker, this is an EV company who is personally in my top 5 United States EV companies right now. It doesn't have the revenue yet, of course, like a lot of them, but this is an EV player in my top 5 that you need to watch that could really break out in the next 2 years if they do hit their pre-orders and stuff like that. Fubo TV, this is another one who just had amazing year-over-year growth. This is a streaming service, 100% year-over-year growth. I'm looking for this one to pull back as well, just like ChargePoint. I want to get in on this company. I'm not in on it yet, but because it just ran up so dang fast the past 2 weeks. This is another good company. Golden Nugget Online Gaming. This is another one that has just been added, another SPAC stock. They do online, sports betting, gambling, through their casinos, and they have great year-over-year growth, great revenue, great valuation. I think the market cap's under $1 billion. It just doesn't get the attraction. I just think the CEO is focused more on his casinos than this company. So it's one that's been sleeping for a long, long time, and people lost interest. Let's keep it going. Hyliion Holdings, of course, this is another EV company. Revenue just like Fisker, it's not there yet. Good projections and came back down. They both came back down like crazy. Let's see, we got another one. Lordstown Motors, this is another a potential top 10 EV United States company. The revenue's just not there yet. Has a good fundamental outlook on the projection and numbers. Just it's an early stage. That's why all of these, Fisker, Lordstown, Hyliion, they pulled back to, under NAV and stuff like that. So, that's a problem. Let's see what else we have. MP Materials. This isn't a company that I've done a lot of research on, but I really have heard this is a good company. It just has never came back down. This is one of the strongest SPAC stocks out there, and I don't want to pay tripled from what the original NAV price was, but if it ever comes back down, I would love to get in on this one. And another one, Nikola. Once again, this is another top 10 United States EV company, just in early stages. Nikola did have a bad CEO, a lot of lies and stuff like that. So this is a company early stage once again, no revenue. Let's keep it moving. Open Door, this is a huge company. This is one of the biggest players in the real estate. One of the top 4 players has came back down drastically. SPAC stock as well through Chamath. A great company, just got hit by the, CV, the epidemic. Let's take a look. Palantir is also at it. This is an amazing company as well. It is a technology company focused on military contracts and stuff like that. Valuation is a little bit better than what it was. This is another one of Kathy Wood's big conviction stocks. So Palantir is on the list as well. PaySafe, this is one I've been doing a lot of videos on. This is another SPAC stock. One of the stronger companies on this list. Over $1 billion in revenue, and this is a company has a lot of upside potential. You can take a look at my other videos to see, if you like PaySafe at all. Let's keep it moving. QuantumScape, another SPAC stock, early stage EV technology. Revenue's not there yet. Revenue has crazy upside. This is another one of the top 10 EV United States companies. Early stages. Let's keep it moving. Skill stock. This is another SPAC stock. Crazy year-over-year growth. Crazy revenue. The iGaming, video game space. People can win money. It's pretty much like gambling on your phone, playing games. They have potential overseas market, to get in. So a lot of upside. Another one of Kathy Wood's heavy conviction stocks. Snowflake, it's another technology company. A lot of upside potential. It's just the valuation right now is very, very high. STEM, another energy company, great year-over-year growth. Valuation is moving up very fast. Let's keep it going. Tattooed Chef. This is a good company valuation. This is the vegan food market. They're growing very fast. Once again, great valuation. And then we have um, XL Fleet, another one of the top 10 United States EV car companies, that has revenue right now, good valuation. Just all of these companies I said for the EV sector, they have to deliver. That's why the stocks got hit so hard. So guys, that is my top 20 stocks that I see having potential. We want to get into the Russell 1000. So we want to make our way out of the Russell 3000. I'm telling you, at least half of these that I've mentioned are going to easily be entered into this Russell 1000 index. Okay, remember, the Russell 1000 index stock market tracks the highest 1000 stocks in the Russell 3000 index. So guys, think of it like this. Let's say you're a athlete, okay? Let's say you're a basketball player, okay? The Russell 3000 is kind of like JV, junior varsity in high school, okay? You want to get onto varsity, okay? You want to get into the Russell 1000, which is varsity. Once you make it in, to the Russell 1000, you give yourself 2-3 years of playing time. You want to go college, okay? It's going to be very hard to go college. 1 to 2% of people, make it into, the college level. So pretty much the college level is going to be getting into that S&P 500. This is the top 500 largest companies listed on the New York Stock Exchange. These are massive companies, guys. So to get into the top 500, you got to be an amazing company. You got to be dominating in the Russell 1000, and you also have to kick companies out of the S&P 500. So companies have to come out. So out of that top 20 I gave you, maybe 5 make it out, in the next 2-3 years. Okay, maybe 5. And then you got the top 30, which, this is like NBA. You know what I'm saying? You got a 0.001 chance of making it in. Maybe one of these companies that I mentioned, 1 or 2, maybe in the next couple of years will make its way into this list, okay? Maybe 1 or 2. That's just the way it works, okay? So we got JV, varsity, college basketball, and then NBA, okay? So that's what we're looking like. So this is a great list. We got 330 companies moving out that weren't doing nothing in that Russell 3000, and we got 330, high growth stocks. And guys, this should tell you SPACs are back on the map. If you want the highest returns possible, you need to be investing in SPAC stocks. These have the lowest valuations. If you can find the ones with upside potential, year-over-year revenue growth, dominating in their markets, that's what you need to go for, guys. So don't be alarmed by this 3-4 month sell-off we had in SPAC stocks. There's a lot of potential, including a couple of these IPOs I mentioned. So I mentioned, I think like 4 or 5 IPOs in my top 20. So there you have it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. We went over the Russell 3000 index, reconstruction, 330 companies pulled out, 330 companies put in. I gave you a top 20 out of the new 330 that have potential to make their way into that Russell 1000 index, a more stronger, stable index. And then, of course, you have to make the decision to, pick some of these companies that, have the potential upside to get into the S&P 500 one day, okay? Really hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you feel this video gave you any insight, please subscribe to the channel. Okay, it takes a little bit of time to do research on these videos before you bust one out. This isn't just like a meme stock hype video. We're going to the moon. It takes a little bit of research. You got to go through these companies. So if you feel this video gave you any better insight, please subscribe to the channel and drop me a comment if you feel any of these 20 companies that I listed, have potential to make their way into the Russell 1000, in the next year or so. So be sure to drop me a comment. I will comment back to everyone that leaves me a comment. I really appreciate the support, and I hope you have a great day.